South Carolina lawmakers will consider new regulations on nonprofit animal shelters that would impact their ability to provide mobile veterinary services. News 2's Macy McLeod is live at the Charleston Animal Society with more. Macy, private veterinarians actually support this piece of legislation. Local shelters, though, they're pretty skeptical about this idea.
That's right, Carolyn. The Charleston Animal Society actually sent a busload of about 20 people up to Columbia today to show their opposition for this bill. And the CEO of the Animal Society says this bill could cause harm to many animals across the state.
It's going to lead to the deaths of thousands of animals. Make no mistake about it.
The Charleston Animal Society says Senate Bill 687 would limit the types of care they could provide, meaning some animals would be less appealing to potential adopters.
Should it pass in next year's session, would deny animal shelters such as ourselves from continuing treatment of animals that come into our care once they are adopted. An example would be heartworm positive dogs. We start the treatment here, and then we continue that treatment for several months after the dog has been adopted. In years past, we have seen people will not adopt animals when they have medical conditions that need to be treated over a course of time after they've adopted them, costing hundreds, perhaps thousands of dollars.
One local veterinarian disagrees and says this bill is all in the best interest of the pet.
I strongly support it, and I think it will greatly improve the care of homeless pets all over the state.
He says part of the bill includes raising the standards of record keeping in shelters and mobile clinics.
I've seen this myself many times. Pets will come from smaller shelters without any records of what they've done, but they've been treating the animal for a few weeks, and it comes in with a little Ziploc baggie with pills. And there's no identification of what the pill is, the size of the dose, how it's to be given, what it's for. And we're kind of stuck, and a lot of times that can bring harm to a pet.
The bill would also require people to show proof of poverty for any additional care beyond the basics, like vaccines and spaying and neutering. The Charleston Animal Society says those who couldn't provide that proof would be denied pet care at a reasonable cost.
If those animals are not getting care for whatever reasons, the government's not going to be able to force people to take those animals and pay a certain price for those animals. It's just not going to work. Those animals are going to be surrendered to animal shelters. The animal shelters who are already overwhelmed, will be more overwhelmed.
Another part of this bill would require mobile vet clinics to set up over a mile away from veterinary hospitals. Now, while this bill was debated in Columbia today, a final decision won't be made until next session. Live in North Charleston, Macy McLeod, News 2.